Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to tell you things to do in Paris, and I'll basically take you through my day. So on the first day that I was in Paris, we went to the Eiffel Tower. At the Eiffel Tower, there's a little store inside. You can get snacks, drinks. We got some beignets, and then we walked around and looked at the whole view. Very close to the Eiffel Tower is the Seine River, and we did a little dinner cruise on the river, and it's also a sightseeing cruise at the same time. So while you're eating dinner, you can see all the very historic, famous buildings, and they give you a little map so you know what you're looking at.
Lady of Paris, at 12 meters in diameter.
There's live music, and they give you an option of foie gras, salmon carpaccio, pate, escargot, veal. The tour lasts for about 3 hours, but it's really pretty. It goes until nighttime, and that's when you can see the Eiffel Tower sparkling with the lights turned on, and you can even go outside on the boat and you can take pictures and get a really good view of everything. Another cool restaurant you could try is the oldest restaurant in Paris. I forgot the name of it, but you can probably find it if you search up the oldest restaurant in Paris. It's like a little mini museum in there, and they have a lot of really cool things to look at, and they even have Napoleon's hat in there. And apparently he ate at the restaurant and didn't have the money to pay them for the meal, so he left his hat there in exchange for the meal. If you go upstairs, it's even cooler. Everything looks like it hasn't been touched or remodeled. Like, it looks exactly the same as it was like all those years ago. I think the restaurant started in the 1600s, I'm not sure, but it's just really cool. It looks kind of like a haunted house almost, because it's just so old, and you can see the menu from back then. This is the restaurant's menu back in the day. That is so cool. Whoa. This is their desk from back in the day, gosh. And look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. This is the bathroom, I think. What is this? And you can see the old desk that they have, old pictures, there's a bunch of old books, and it's just really cool. It's a little spooky if you go there alone, and nobody was eating up there because only the first floor was being used that day, but it's still really interesting to look at. They also have traditional food, like the food that they ate during the revolution. So we tried some of that. Honestly, I wasn't really a fan of it because I just didn't like the style of the food, but they're known to have the best escargot, and I really like escargot, so their escargot was pretty good. And I also had their French onion soup, and their French onion soup was really good. I just didn't like the meals back in the 1600s. Besides the Eiffel Tower, another popular place in Paris is the Louvre, and that's this huge art gallery. My favorite part was seeing the stone from the castle, which is still there. Like, there's still part of the stone. You could touch it, and it was really cool. There's a lot of jewelry in there, and of course a lot of art. I'm not a very big museum person, and I normally get bored really easily, but I was actually pretty intrigued by the Louvre because there's just so many sections of different things. And of course there's the Mona Lisa that everyone knows and everyone tries to take a picture with. Also, if you want any food or coffee, my tip is to wait until you get inside, because I got there early and they had some coffee stands outside, so we went to go get coffee, but then we had to throw it away because you can't bring it inside. So just wait until you get inside, and then they have an area where you can drink coffee and get food. Another museum was the Palace of Versailles, and this was really pretty. It was all covered in gold on the outside, but it is different from the Louvre because you can see the rooms of the palace. While the Louvre is more focused on being an art gallery, while the Palace of Versailles also had art in there, it was more seeing the rooms and the bedrooms of the kings and the queens. So seeing where the queen was sleeping in, that was pretty cool. There was even a huge garden outside, and that was pretty. You can take a tour through there. What I learned from going on a bunch of tours is that it's better to just buy the ticket to go in and go at your own pace, because if you go on a tour with a whole group, you're paying to go with a group, you kind of have to stick with them, but sometimes the tour guide can be a little boring or they can talk for a really long time. So I recommend just buying the ticket to go in and going at your own pace. And if you want to hear or learn more about it, then they also have audio guides that you can do, and you just put on the headphones and click what section you're in, what room you're in, and then it'll play some historical background for you, and then so you can learn more about it. The next thing is the Moulin Rouge. My parents booked it without really knowing what it was, and let me just tell you, it is not kid friendly. There are lots of naked people, and I mean fully naked. But the performers are really talented, and the music in the show is good, and they have food while you're watching the show. If you want to see more of what I did on my trip, make sure you subscribe and check out my next video, which is going to be a vlog.